everyone, this is Chris. How was your last week? How was your homework? Today, we will study about how to study with sound source. Nowadays, audio equipment is so developed, so in some cases, people only study listening separately. But if you think about having a normal conversation with people, conversation involves listening, thinking, and speaking at the same time. Therefore, even when studying with sound sources, you must listen, think, and speak at once. Listening to the sound source, repeating it at the same time, and trying to write it down should be the course of your listening study. More importantly, you must immediately understand and respond to what you listen to. It is important to practice understanding immediately what thoughts or feelings the person in the conversation is trying to convey. And for practicing conversation like this, I recommend doing small group activities with friends. Usually, reading is used more often than writing, and listening is used much more than speaking. Therefore, it is important to learn how to train listening. When you study listening with sound sources, sometimes people just hear without thinking. Just listening without thinking is called hear in English. When listening with concentration, it is called listening. If you just hear, there will be no growth. You have to have your way of listening and listen carefully. Don't hear, listen. We will focus on thinking about how to listen with two examples. First, please listen carefully. Great party, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
By the way, my name is Chris.
Nice to meet you. I'm Julia.
Sorry, what's your name again?
Julia. Please call me Julie.
What do you do, Julie?
Well, I'm a graduate student at MIU.
Oh, are you? What are you studying?
International Management. And what about you?
I work for Bank in the international section.
That sounds interesting.
It's not bad. Now, let's read this dialogue with me. Great party, isn't it? Yeah, really. By the way, my name is Chris. Nice to meet you. I'm Julia. Sorry, what's your name again? Julia. Please call me Julie. What do you do, Julie? Well, I'm a graduate student at MIU. Oh, are you? What are you studying? International Management. And what about you? I work for Bank in the international section. That sounds interesting. It's not bad. How did you read it? Let's read it aloud again. Okay, can you speak naturally? It is difficult to read written text aloud as naturally, but we listen to the sound source to speak naturally. there are some rules for study with sound source. Do not just listen, repeat it. To repeat is to follow at the same time, overlapping aloud. It doesn't mean to follow after one sentence is over. Through the process of speaking simultaneously, overlapping aloud with the sound source, you will learn the rhythm of speech. Let's do it together.
Great party, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
By the way, my name is Chris.
Nice to meet you. I'm Julia.
Sorry, what's your name again?
Julia.
Julia.
Please call me Julie.
What do you do,
What do you
Julie?
do, Julie?
Well,
Well,
I'm a graduate student at MIU.
Oh, are you? What are you studying?
What are you studying?
International Management.
Management.
And what about you?
What about you?
I work for
I work
Hanbank
for Hanbank
in the international
in the
section.
international section.
That sounds
That sounds
interesting.
interesting.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It is a little bit difficult. This is called shadowing. The purpose of listening and shadowing is to learn the rhythm of English. Dictation while shadowing. If it's not that difficult to follow, dictate while speaking along with the sound source. Playing the sound source and repeating it in a loud voice while dictating at the same time. It can be a good training method. Understanding that dialogue is expressed in context. The first conversation.
Great party, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
What do you think about the minds of the two people in conversation, Chris and Julie? The background is during a party. Several people are chatting naturally here and there. What did Chris's first line, great party, isn't it, mean? Let's think Chris has a glass of wine in his hand and talked to Julie. Probably Chris had a good feeling toward Julie. He saw her during the party, and he may have looked with favor on her. He would have thought that Julie didn't seem to hate him, so he would have gotten near to her little by little. Then he says,
Great party, isn't it?
in the case of Julie, she replies,
Yeah, really.
it is a reaction that Chris is not bad. Regardless of the conversation that the party is good, the favor of the two are being exchanged. We are going to practice speaking these natural expressions of emotions and thoughts in the rhythm of English. Feeling the change of emotions and thoughts in conversation. Worrying about Julie's refusal, Chris approached her carefully, but Julie's attitude is better than Chris's thought. For Julie, a graduate student studying international management at Mongolia International University, Chris from the International Department of Hanbank will be an interesting person. Maybe she can get some advice about her future career. Compared to the first conversation, did you discover that the emotional relationship between the two is different in the last conversation? While you listen to the sound source, you should be able to feel the emotions occurring in the situation and the movement of the character's thoughts. Therefore, the way to study with the sound source is a process of repeating a situation and discovering how the emotions and movements of thoughts are expressed in the rhythm of English. Repeat, sometimes dictate, and make the rhythm of English your own. Second, we will study one more conversation. The question is simple. What is the object he is looking for and where is it? Please listen carefully.
Becky, where is the strawberry jam?
In the refrigerator, on the top shelf.
In the refrigerator.
Yeah, I always put it in there after it's been opened.
Believe it or not, this is a conversation between a grandfather and a grandmother. He is looking for strawberry jam, and she tells him that it is on the top shelf of the refrigerator. Finding these correct answers is not that difficult. No matter which textbook we study with, we tend to think that finding the right answer is all there is. But read the last two sentences. Why should there be a conversation like this? Is he confirming that strawberry jam is in the refrigerator once more? Maybe not. And why does she answer, yeah, I always put it in there after it's been opened? Because she thought his second question was a frustrating question, like, why do you put it on top shelf of the refrigerator? And she means, why are you so annoyed about that? You have to put it in the refrigerator after you open the lid. What do you think? The important thing is that people who have thoughts and feelings in real situations are expressing them using the rhythm of language. The purpose of studying with sound sources is to clearly understand this and make it your own. I encourage you to study listening in a way that suits your level by choosing a sound source. Because you don't know your level yet, you may fail to select a proper sound source. In some cases, the difficulty of the selected sound source may be so difficult that you cannot repeating or dictating it. In that case, you can choose a lower level sound source than before. The sound source that you have already selected will be a preparation for future study. Here are some site links for you. BBC Learning English, Voice of America News, CNN 10, TED, etc. Except these links, you can find any other examples on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. I recommend that you visit several sites and study by selecting a sound source that suits your level. Next time, we'll study speaking situations. If you have any questions, please email me. And thank you for watching this. See you next time.